Hello and welcome to Your Learning Zone, the online place for learning about children's nutrition with Grub for Life. In this module, we're looking at healthy eating for toddlers. You can stop and start the training whenever you like, and if you've missed something, just go back and hear it again. There are questions to answer at the end which will help you check you've understood the key points in the module. And don't forget to keep a record of the time you've spent here to count towards your continued professional development. And if you'd like some more information about any of the topics covered in the module, have a look at grubforlife.org.uk or talk to us in person. Now let's get started. Toddlers need a nutritious diet containing more fat and less fibre than the diets recommended for adults and older children. A healthy balance of nutrients can be supplied when a child eats from all the food groups. 3 meals of the right portion sizes and 2 nutritious snacks a day should provide all the nutrients and energy a child needs for healthy growth and development. Toddlers also need enough drinks to keep them properly hydrated. At least 6 to 8 drinks a day are needed, and meals and snacks are an important part of toddler routine. A lack of routine can often result in poor dietary intake. There are some foods toddlers need to avoid. Too many salty and sugary foods are bad news. Sugary drinks and acidic drinks like fruit juice can be served but must be very well diluted. Drinks with artificial sweeteners are also not recommended for young children. Although they're less harmful in the short term, they actually encourage the preference for sweetness, which can make it really hard to establish a good intake of less sweet foods. Raw or partially cooked eggs, raw shellfish, and some large fish and whole nuts should also be avoided to reduce the risk of food poisoning, contamination, and choking. All children under the age of 5 should be given a daily vitamin D supplement. Some families are eligible for free vitamin drops through the benefits system, but the drops are also widely available from supermarkets and pharmacies. Toddlers' nutritional requirements differ a lot from those from adults and older children. Rapid growth and development, which takes place in the early years, plus all the activity toddlers get up to, means they need far more calories in every mouthful of food than adults. A toddler's calorie or energy requirements is around 3 times that of an adult's. So too are the requirements much higher for vitamins and minerals. To achieve their high-calorie and nutritional needs, toddlers can't rely on low-fat, high-fibre foods that are recommended for adults. A toddler's stomach is tiny, about the third of the size of an adult's, so they need plenty of low-fibre. To achieve their high-calorie and nutritional needs, toddlers can't rely on low-fat, high-fibre foods that are recommended for adults. A toddler's stomach is tiny, only about a third the size of an adult's, so they need some high-fat foods and low-fibre foods to meet their requirements. Only by regularly eating nutritious foods can toddlers meet their nutritional requirements. 3 meals a day plus 2 nutritious snacks is ideal. Foods containing empty calories like confectionery, crisps and sugary drinks are not recommended. A variety of nutrients are essential for healthy growth and development. As well as supporting this, toddlers are particularly prone to infection, so it's especially important to help support their immune system. The main nutrients to consider are shown here, and you can learn more about the functions of all these nutrients, the food that they're provided in, and how much children need of each nutrient in the module Know Your Nutrients. But for practical purposes, it's enough to remember right now that a diet that's balanced, containing foods from all the food groups, will provide everything a toddler needs. We mentioned there are some foods that are harmful. Now, there's no such thing as good and bad foods. It's diets which are good or bad. Giving toddlers too much of any food isn't healthy. There are, though, some foods which need some special care and attention. Salt needs to be kept to a real minimum to help prevent straining the kidneys and causing health problems like high blood pressure later in life. Use herbs and spices to flavour foods and limit the amount of processed foods you serve. These are often full of added salt. Although additives and sweeteners have been tested for safety, large amounts of sweeteners should be avoided if possible. Avoid diet fizzy drinks, and other drinks containing sweeteners should be well diluted. Eggs and shellfish must be thoroughly cooked to prevent any food poisoning. Large fish like shark, marlin and swordfish live for many years in deep waters. As a result, they can contain traces of heavy metals, which are fine for adults but dangerous for toddlers. Whole nuts need to be avoided to reduce the risk of choking, and because of the high prevalence of peanut allergy amongst toddlers, most childcare settings are completely peanut and whole nut free. After a year, toddlers rely less on milk for their nutrition. Around 4 120 millilitre drinks of milk each day is plenty. After 1 year, bottles and reservoir feeder cups shouldn't be used for milk at all. The bottle should be replaced with beakers and cups for all drinks as milk feeds reduce. Toddlers under 2 should remain on full cream cow's milk because they need the additional fat and vitamins A and D found in whole milk. After 2, toddlers who are eating well can switch to semi-skimmed milk, but skimmed milk should not be used for children under 5 at all. 6 to 8 drinks a day are needed to keep toddlers hydrated, and in hot weather, this can increase significantly. Dehydration often results in constipation. Milk and water are the preferred usual drinks. You can serve dilute fruit juice in a concentration of 1 part juice to 10 parts water. Tea and coffee should never be served to children under 5. The first principle of healthy eating is to enjoy your food. As well as enjoying the meal being served, the atmosphere should be calm, relaxed and enjoyable too. For some children you care for, the times they eat meals with you may be the only time they eat socially, sitting around a table. Be mindful that the atmosphere you create at mealtimes is just as important as the nutritional quality of the food you serve. Make sure you eat with the children and give off positive vibes about the food. And remember, no child eats perfectly all the time, so keep calm if toddlers don't feel like eating. Just like bedtime, toileting, and most aspects of toddler behaviour, routine is an important part of establishing a toddler's healthy eating. Toddlers don't want to eat when they're tired, over-hungry, or rushed, so mealtimes and snacks do need to be factored into the daily schedule. Snacks spaced evenly throughout the day and appropriate amounts of milk avoid toddlers becoming too full. Toddlers need both a savoury and sweet course at lunch and tea. This gives 2 opportunities for sufficient nutrients to be eaten and increases variety. Puddings are an essential part of a meal. They shouldn't be reserved only as a treat or a reward. Puddings should always contain some milk or some fruit to maximise their nutritional benefit. Just like you and me, toddlers will develop their own preferences for textures and styles of food, and these should be respected. That doesn't mean you need to pander to the child who says they don't like a food they've never tried before, or that you know they eat regularly. Most children will refuse to eat food they'd normally enjoy. It's very normal. You don't need to continually offer alternative foods. Just accept they don't want to eat without overreacting. Leave the food with them for a few minutes. If they still don't want to eat, take the plate away and reassure them that another snack will be along later. No child will become malnourished by missing the odd meal. If you think you have a more complex problem eating issue, have a look at the module about overcoming fussy eating. Now, let's see how much you've remembered. How many calories per kilogram of body weight do toddlers need every day for healthy growth and development? 35 calories, 65 calories, or 95 calories per kilogram body weight? The answer is 95 kilocalories per kilogram of body weight. That's 3 times the amount required by an adult. All meals and snacks need to be energy and nutrient dense. Which vitamins need to be supplemented in a toddler's diet? Is it vitamin B6 and B12, vitamin A and D, or vitamin E and K? The only supplements most children need is a supplement of vitamin A and vitamin D. These are available to families on benefits free of charge, or you can buy them in pharmacies and supermarkets at a reduced price. Why is too much salt harmful to toddlers? Does it increase their risk of anemia? Does it increase their risk of rickets? Or does it increase their risk of high blood pressure? Toddlers' kidneys can't deal with too much salt in the diet. This increases their risk of high blood pressure in later life, so salt needs to be kept to a bare minimum in a toddler's diet. At what age could you start serving toddlers who are good eaters semi-skimmed milk? Is it 1 year, 18 months, or 2 years? As toddlers begin to enjoy family food, they rely less on the fat that's contained in milk. So when a child is eating well, it's fine to switch them over to semi-skimmed milk at 2 years. Remember though, no child under 5 should be given fully skimmed milk. What's the correct concentration with water to serve toddlers fruit juice? Is it 1 part juice to 2 parts water, 1 part juice to 10 parts water, or 1 part juice to 15 parts water? You need to dilute fruit juice 1 part juice to 10 parts water. When fruit juice is given to children, the acid and the sugar combines to be quite corrosive to children's teeth. Diluting it to 10 parts water reduces the risk of dental caries. Why should toddlers not be served large fish like marlin, shark and swordfish? Is it because these fish contain lots of bones, or that they may contain traces of mercury and heavy metals, or is it that they don't contain any omega-3s? These large fish spend a long time in deep waters and they can become contaminated with traces of mercury. This is absolutely safe for adults, but not for toddlers, and that's why we don't recommend you serve marlin, shark or swordfish to children under 5. Thanks so much for watching this module. Really hope you've learned something, and for more information, do get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you.